Welcome, I'm Rhett, Captain of the Custodians, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Jujutsu Kaisen. This is going to be Season 2, Episodes 12 and 13. Full disclosure, I've actually already reacted to Episode 12. The thing is, my microphone, something had wiggled the wire out of its port, but not enough to where it was noticeable. So I was rocking with a mic that wasn't working the entire time. I'm still going to be reacting to it in this two-parter, but it'll be more of me going over the episode again, rather than a full-on, legitimate reaction. And then after that, we're gonna get into episode 13, fully everything working. I can see it now, right? It's down here. Microphone is working. Alright, and episode 13, haven't seen it, haven't touched it, no issue, that's gonna be a bright reaction. We're just gonna get started, alright? Before we do, please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on social medias, links top description, follow us on this hip Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on our social medias. Links are at the top of the description, like Twitter and Twitch. Then if you would, please go support us on Patreon. Get shout out in the video. Boom, right here. Look at all those amazing, super cool, extra awesome Patreon supporters. They get access to Patreon polls, our Discord, and full length other reactions. Now, with all out of the way, let's get started. This is a pencil out of my hand. This is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episodes 12 and 13. On ga. In 3, 2, 1, go. Let's see. How did this one start again? Oh, yes, Kento. Kento is the man this episode. He fulfills everything that I wanted to see in this episode. It's something I said in the previous recording that died. This quite possibly is my favorite episode of this season. Both kind of as a personal Mimi way, but in all of the possibilities that it brings into the coming episode after this. Mostly being that with Toji, but we'll obviously get to Toji when we get there. So, if you remember in a previous reaction, I said that Ponytail Guy was the new Junpei, at least in terms of how I would treat him verbally. If you remember, I thought Junpei was just the biggest loser, just a mega nerd. Absolutely should have been bullied. He was bullied, and that's good. He deserved it. He was Junpei. This Ponytail Guy, absolutely the same thing. I believe that he is the new Junpei. Someone should shove him in a locker. He looks like he's 50 pounds soaking wet. So, you can imagine what my initial reaction was when I saw my favorite character, well, top 3 favorite character. There's Toto out there. And what he did to this loser. Again! Sure, it wasn't Junpei, but Kento was involved in the Junpei arc. Kento is the ultimate gatekeeper for losers, alright? If you could sniff them out. So, hey, speaking of Jujutsu Kaisen, the new death battle, Makima versus Gojo. I can't wait to watch that in 7 years, when it's finally no longer spoiler-ridden. Thanks, death battle. Excuse me, my only sister is talking. And then, of course, I'm sure that's going to be used in a lot of AMVs, or whatever the fuck they call them on TikTok. I love how Jujutsu Kaisen uses classical music. Seriously. It's not like a hard thing, or a out there concept. Lots of things use classical music for emphasis on certain aspects. But it's just how it uses it. I love it. Its implementation is fantastic. Applause. Yeah, I got a good kick out of this scene. Oh yeah, talking about last episode, I really liked that guy's curse technique. So, Jujutsu sorcerers, can they sense other sorcerers? Dragon Ball style, I sense your ki, Nen style, such it. Can you discern someone from another person based off of their curse energy? I'm not convinced this fall would kill JJK mid-tiers. Now, sure, he's, unconscious. Maybe it is kind of like JJK mid-tiers, or even just JJK characters, are only as durable as they're prepared for, If you get them with their jaw slack and you hit them right in the chin, then you can knock them out, And then here, right here, the boys return. So this had me going, yeah, it's exactly how I wanted it to be. He has truly incarnated, because now the world is open for what you can do with this character, narratively, and just as a way to get people hyped. Because he was not criminally underused, just criminally shortly used in the beginning of this series. This also goes into the idea that, you know, she states, I don't know if she said it yet, but she says that she takes care to summon the body only and not the soul. The thing is, in previous episodes, we went over how Geto and the brain, they kind of had... Oh, yep, there's just the flash step into death. I wonder if he's even stronger now. But, you know, there was lots of body parts of him missing out there. You know, I wonder if it's like Sukuna, where if he eats them, that body gets stronger. Oh, there's so much to talk about and it's going on. I was really happy to see these two. One, because Maki's just best girl, but I want to see the girls in action more. I don't want it to turn into, you know, the Sakura syndrome. But anyways, so we went over with Geto how the body and the soul are far more intertwined than anyone really has any understanding for. So even without having the soul, the idea that Toji's got almost like a backup files, like, of his soul in his body. You can't have one without the other, truly. And I brought up how that brings up some interesting ideas for Geto, and how he may even be able to, you know, gain control of his own body back, just due to the fact that his soul is in his body, which maybe is what they're going for in that scene where he chokes himself, but we can save for that, a further discussion for that later. Obviously, having Megumi and Toji in the same area, that's what you would expect, you know, to happen, and to their confrontation, and I'm really, really excited for it. I hope we get it next episode. But there's so much you can do with Toji. So this right here, I brought up how it's kind of weird. I felt uncomfortable watching this scene. Nothing immediate, it just feels like they're saying a goodbye that is going to separate them for a while, right? Like something serious is gonna go down, and this is a longer goodbye than they're planning for. I also brought up how is Mekamaru functioning at the moment? Yeah, and Geto is still just doing what he's doing. So then we come back to the girls. I can't remember blonde, black hair girl. Nita, never mind. Probably should write that down. And then here he comes, the subject of ridicule. Nita equals blonde suit lady. Maybe I should do this for every episode. This is kind of basically what we did for My Hero, now that I think about it. Except I had the guys with me there. The fact that her weapon is seriously just a regular hammer, it's just, you know, it's both underwhelming for anime, but like, if a motherfucker charged at me with a hammer, I would be very afraid. Okay, so, his ability. What is it? It's not critical hit, because Kento already has that, and you don't want to double dip in concepts, especially when the concepts are so wacky as they are in JJK. I think his ability is luck. Like, he gets a lucky hit in, he's able to dodge and maneuver things. He's hard to hit because he's lucky. You just miss him. His hand sword is also cool. I wonder, you know, given his close interactions with Mahito, I wonder if that is like an actual person, like soul manipulated hand that's attached to a blade. If it actually has its own sentience, or if it is more of like a cursed item that just functions that way. Ah, the fucking smooth ass. I don't know what glass that is, but... So, I'm currently reacting to the last bits of, Fate Stay Night, and editing the last, reaction to Fate Zero. And so I'm getting double dipping of I hate Gilgamesh, and this guy is, for some reason, giving me Gilgamesh vibes. So my hatred it's like the Hulk's strength, it's just rising, so long as I'm near him. I mean, using nails as a weapon is I like it so much. Both visually, but also just, you can have so many nails on you. And they're cheap as hell. And you power those shits up with cursed energy. Yeah, see right here. Nobara should be able to take a hit like that. It's just she wasn't prepared for it. Now, we talked about this. If you're not prepared for it, this is just kind of a human thing, but it's almost probably, as we see, similar with Jujutsu sorcerers. If they're not ready for it, they're not, they're not clenching a jaw, you're not ready, it's going to hit a lot harder. But the idea that he hits it, Nobara can't dodge it, how thoroughly it rattles her, I think his ability is luck. I especially am excited for this confrontation. I hope we get more for Nobara because they got kind of scuffed, or not scuffed, robbed in the last major hero versus villain encounter. Well, last major one. Obviously, she fought the Blood Brothers and kicked the shit out of them, Black Flash and all that. But yeah, and I like this. It's the classic. Villains like to monologue. I'm going to spend as much time as I can trying to, wait for backup or regain my, bearings. Get them to talk. I do like this kind of, rationalization. It's like, I am born for a concept that doesn't exist, and I'm great at it, and I'm amazing at it. I have to do it. Ah, right in the ass cheek! And then, the boy comes in. Ah, yeah, I forgot about that. He's a loser. Absolute loser. He's the kid who grew up with a parent with money or in authority, and he was untouchable. You're wobbling, bro. You're fumbling. What is she waffling about here? And then the man, the myth, the overworked legend, Kento comes in. And it's exactly like, the meme from Hellsing. It's like, who wants daddy's belt? If my power was luck and I went up against Mike Tyson in his prime, my ability of luck would help me get out of that fight alive. This is a similar situation. If his power is luck, it's not, look, you're lucky, you win the fight. It's, look, you're lucky, you made it. You lived. Again, the strut. He's got a good pivot on that sidekick, which is all the more why him just being like, it's amazing. So I have to assume when he goes overtime, his durability also increases, I have to assume. It's the best. Oh my gosh. Ugh, that's just how it looks. That is the clenched fist of a man who's going to absolutely murder somebody. Okay, so maybe it's not luck. Maybe he's a cat with 9 lives. Oh, this was literally. It's such a shame that the recording is gone, because this was everything I wanted and more. The only way this would have been better is if Toto showed up and fucking gave him the clap. Boogie woogied his ass. It's a cool ceiling fan now. Read the room, asshole! Saw a lot of people on Twitter had very specific reactions to this scene. And you know what? Get your heads out of the gutter. Jajinken! Nah, see, you have to have the Deku Black Whip treatment on this one. You can't give him an inch to get away, alright? You wrap him up, tie it to yourself, and then you punch him, alright? So they can't go nowhere. Or if anything, angle them at the ground, alright? See how high you can bounce them off the floor. Try to get records. If you can get them to the ceiling, you win. It is Nita-san, haha. You, huh? Oh yeah, and then Geto comes in and is like, tuberculosis. So again, just for clarification, so the Night of 1,000 Demons on Halloween or whatever with the boy Akotsu was a year ago. Give or take. Yeah, he could. Which makes me really wonder what Makima is able to do. That makes it an even fight. But I can't know. I can't learn what Makima can do for years. It's a cool fight, and I really want to watch it. I just won't be able to ever. Same thing with Deku versus Asta. The way she's just able to intuit that. I mean, if you really knew this guy's MO, yeah, it would make sense why he wouldn't ever be working with curses. I just love it. It's smallpox weaponized. What is he? A Spanish person? In the New World? Was it the Spanish or the British? Either way, just don't use the blankets. If you had to work in either as a JJK sorcerer or in the Japanese Defense Force in Chainsaw Man, which would you choose? Which job would you rather have? Really, it's which job would you rather not have? Both sound awful. And I was really banking on, or not banking, but I was really expecting Nobara to lose an eye. Because she's covering it in the intro. This guy had a sword. I was expecting her to lose an eye. I'm very surprised it didn't happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen in the future. And then, of course, that's right. We end with Yuji showing up to fight Brother Blood. And that's where we ended. You are my special. Okay, so quickly want to go over some of the things with Toji. So, that I said in the breakdown of the last recording. I said some of it already. Really happy that it's truly incarnation, so he's here. But with Toji, the thing that's interesting about him being here is that he's not on Team Geto. He's not on Team Curse. At least, we have no reason to assume he would be. So, Toji can very easily be a third party in all of this. He may be like, hey, I have a second lease on life. I'm gonna keep doing what I was doing. I can see him being like, nothing about my life is gonna change. I can see that. But I can also see, after he lost to Gojo, maybe things were different. But Toji seemed like the kind of man who knew what he was, knew what he wanted, and knew what he had to do to achieve both. And I talked about how it's unlikely that Megumi being his son is going to have really any major impact on him. This is the guy who, upon dying, told Gojo, hey, I have a kid, do whatever you want with that information. Yeah, so I doubt that he's suddenly going to be like, he might be, like, interested in his son, but only for so much as not analytical, but just an intriguing sense of interest, rather than an affect coming from like a place of affection or care. It would be more of like, oh, you're an adult now. What can you do? What happened? But I'm gonna go my own way. If you get my way, I'll kill you. Whatever. But it's interesting to see. Is he just gonna leave? It would be. I really want them to interact with each other, right? They're right here. They're just a building apart. Both of those can clear those distances pretty easily. Obviously, Toji's gonna kick Megumi's ass. Absolute no shot. Megumi just happens to have that unfortunate hidden ability of power scaling. Megumi's job is to get his ass handed to him by the new guy. Oh, Sukuna! Bang! Through a couple city blocks. Toto! Through a couple city blocks. The only person he's actually beaten was a guy who kicked his ass prior. So everybody's got to kick his ass. At least once. So, his dad's no exception. He's gonna come down there, and he's gonna put the Child Protective Service's hands on him. So... But again, I want to see that interaction just because I want us to have that dialogue. Those two actually talking to each other. And I want to know Toji's opinions on what's going on. Is he going to be like, hey, yo, I want another shot at Gojo. He's the one guy who beat me. And not as like a point of pride, but like he had that moment when he was fighting Gojo where he did something that was out of his own character. Usually he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna leave. But he had to kill Gojo. He didn't necessarily know why, but he had to do it. So maybe that kind of drive to take on the ultimate being is still in him, and maybe he'll try to thwart the efforts of containing him. Maybe it's more of just like a, hey, you guys brought me back from the dead. That's your mistake. I'm gonna fucking kill you guys. Maybe he's like, I have no interest in any of this. This has nothing to do with me. I don't really give a shit if curses are in charge or if humans are in charge, so long as I can eat, sleep, shit, and fuck. And, you know, do what I do best. I couldn't tell you, especially considering, you know, there's what Toji living would have done, but now there's Toji with the hindsight of death. Who knows how that may have changed him a bit. But yeah, I really hope he at least sticks around to have a conversation with Megumi. I can't see why they wouldn't have that happen. But I think we're just going to get into the next episode. And this, finally, where the actual reaction begins. As I have not seen anything beforehand. If you liked that little my thoughts as the episode goes down kind of breakdown, if you liked that, I kind of liked that as I was going through. It really helped keep my thoughts kind of in order. But if you liked that, kind of doing what we did with My Hero more for the other shows, comment. Tell me if you actually liked it or not. I might consider doing it more often. Not with the, at least, context of why I had to do it involved, at least. But yeah, next episode, let's just get into it. This is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 13 on Ga. In 3, 2, 1, go. So we've... Oh! Go left! Good heavens! Oh my goodness! Oh, there he is! Inumaki! God damn! Everybody dance now! Inumaki's very useful. I like it. He's not around at all the moment he showed up. Problems get solved. More intimidating villains there have been. If he can manipulate any blood, that's gonna be an issue. Convergence. Oh no, his is like that, right? Involves applying pressure in blood in order to compress it to its limit. Oh, it's just blood fire hose? We'll see the speed of sound when released. Oh, damn! I mean, hey! Yuji was able to block and dodge it. Yuji is at least, you know, approaching, you know, at least transonic. And then, of course, Yuji's go-to, the problem solver. Ah! The music in JJK. It's not my favorite soundtrack for an anime, but my gosh, does it work. This almost sounds like the villain theme from MHA. Oh, throw strikes like that. A bloody palm heal, alright. Yuji, my man! You're getting mollywopped here! Just gonna shoot. Blood pistol. Nice! Oh shit, it's a beam! God, powering through your foot getting stabbed to fucking round kick him. Where have I seen that stance before? Where have I seen this before? How much blood does this guy have? I guess he always brings it back to him. He's smashing. That was a stock-ass plate sound. Alright, so he's not an idiot. Oh, we killed your brothers. We killed your brothers. Yep. Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist. Yep, so the water, that's gonna, I assume, fuck with the blood. No! Mechamaru's dead again! Okay, so what'd they do, though? What was the actual plan? Water is affecting the blood, huh? I mean, hey, it's solid. It worked. I like when fights have these kinds of things. At least when they make sense. Also, who the hell is narrating? Oh, It's game time now. Alright, man, I give up. Red scale stack. Yeah, Yuji's like, I don't get it, but it worked. Now I can kick his ass. Hand to hand. And with the Rock Lee. Nice, he launches the Great, further deflection, goes in for the aerial attacks, but the neutral just quite isn't there. Blood Brothers on the defensive, going in for a little bit of an offense, usually on the back foot into the bathroom. You do not want to put your ass on a toilet in this fight. Oh, I love good martial arts. Yes! Biting is so effective in fights. It should be done more often. Oh, good headbutt. Now poke his eye. Just stick your finger right behind the eye and pop it out. It's harder to fight when you're looking in two different directions. Oh, shit! A non-critical spot for anime. Blood meteorite. You gotta keep in mind, though, if you die, Sukuna's likely to take over. Not spontaneous thrombosis! Now, see, that's a harder stance. And that's the episode. Was not expecting this fight to be a two-parter. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, okay, we're still going. Never mind. God, this fight is brutal. This is one of the better fights of Jujutsu Kaisen. Coagulation, dumbass. Toilet power. Oh! His blue curse energy with his red blood, it works well. Juji's taking hits. Holy shit, he's Wolverine! More accurately, he's more like Dakin, but no one's gonna get that reference. Oh, the music too! Dun 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 dun. And did he just lose an arm? He just lost. Oh my gosh, he almost got an arena changer move on him right there. How many times is Yuji gonna die? Hell of an effort, though. Hell of an effort. Top marks. Good on ya. Yeah, here we go. We've seen it such a riff-raff. Alright, here we go. Or is Yuji actually still up? What's going on? What the hell's going on? Too much toilet water getting the bloodstream? What the? The aspect ratio changing. Didn't exist. Is it like memories from the body that he incarnated into? Huh. Those are all the cursed orphans or whatever they were called. Cursed fetuses. Is somebody messing him up with their curse technique? What the hell's going on? Don't let it end with me in speculation. Give me some kind of hint as to what's happening. Yeah, that's the elevator. Okay. Maybe Sukuna did that, but doesn't seem like something Sukuna would do. And don't even get me started on something Sukuna could do. I have no idea. Mostly just a fight this episode. I mean, it was a hell of a fight. Man, I really loved how visceral it was. It was just a lot of fun. That was a great fight. One of the better ones of Jujutsu Kaisen. A fast pace, kept the action up. Obviously well animated. I mean, what else were you expecting from Mappa at this point with this show? But is there a little bit at the end here? There is. Let's see. Probably should have just waited, let the intro play out, because full length and whatnot, but oh well. The two little girls. I guess it would make sense for them to be after Yuji. Maybe they can use him as a bargaining chip. Or maybe, you know, give us back Geto and we'll give you Sukuna. Alright, so, yeah, I guess, I mean, again, I mentioned it in the reaction, but the lighting is just fantastic with the blue curse energy and the red blood. You know what it kind of reminded me of? It reminded me of Batman Under the Red Hood. Just in that short scene where Batman and the Red Hood are in the bathroom, and he's just bouncing Jason Todd's head, spoiler alert, on, like, bathtubs and sinks, and is just absolutely brutalizing him in there. Yeah, it reminded me of that. This is less of a speculation and more of just a fight episode. Just a really good fight. I have no idea what the hell was happening here. What the heck? Why did we get 90s anime for a second? And why was he one of their brothers? I do not get it. Unless, okay, so, like, there has to be a reason why Yuji is just, like, physically a monster, right? Right? So maybe he's, like, a descendant of the clan that had this whole, fucking cursed fetus thing going on, and he's distantly related, and so that was, like, sensed or something? I don't know. Full disclosure, I stayed up to record this after work, so I'm also, like, incredibly tired. But, like, why the hell did that happen? Again, I guess it could have also been Sukuna. It could have been those two girls. Their curse abilities can maybe be, like, feeding, like, emotional responses or something. Make people have false memories. Because it was, like, he received memories that never existed. Obviously, these didn't exist, but I'm wondering, like, is that, like, some kind of misremembering or misidentifying of memories with incorrect information, so the memories are real but the information is incorrect, or vice versa, the information's correct but the memories aren't real? Or is it, like, truly fake, where it's like nothing about this has any basis in any past history, either in the body or the blood brother or whatever, and it was all an illusion created by these two or whatever? I could not tell you. What about in the beginning? What happened? Oh yeah, Inumaki's here! Yay! And he told everybody to stop, and he is waiting for Nobara before it's hammer time. Yeah, it was mostly just a fun fight. So I guess the versus debater in me is has a speed feat where we can scale at least Yuji as he is now. Yuji is at least in the ballpark of the speed of sound. I'm willing to bet he's slower because he can't react to it without having some level of prediction on when it's shot and where it's shooting. So, yeah, this is gonna sound really fucking stupid, but the JJK verse pretty slow, all things considered. I know we're very early on, and honestly, being able to react to things that are moving at the speed of sound is so stupidly fast. The speed of sound is 343 meters per second. For all of you Americans, including myself, the correct way to phrase this is it's 3.5 football fields in a single second. So, 3.5 football fields. That's the speed of sound. That's, you know, what we in the industry like to call ridiculously dumb fast. Have we seen anybody in the show? Well, we saw Maki react to bullets. Like, she caught a bullet with her teeth. So I guess the higher physical ups, because Maki is one of the more physically capable people, are all probably supersonic. I don't think they're hypersonic, but they're definitely the upper tier physical people probably are supersonic. Well, they have to be at least. It's like Toji, Maki, Gojo, because just Gojo stats are max for everything. Yeah, so that's a thing. We finally have a neat old speed feat. So yeah, so I had a community poll out. Tanjiro as where he is at where the anime is at currently versus Yuji as where he is where the anime is at currently. And a lot more people are putting Yuji above Tanjiro. And I can see why, and I don't necessarily know if I have an opinion on this, like a locked-in vote, but Tanjiro is really stupid strong. It's just not demonstrated. You know, like, when he had, like, no breathing techniques, he was able to cut through that giant boulder with a sword, and that was before he had total concentration breathing, let alone total concentration breathing master. Like, he was so much stronger than he was when he cut the boulder when he fought Rui, let alone when he fought Daki, let alone now, after months of training, he's way stronger than he was in Season 2. He's, you know, in Season 3. He's way stronger now than he was in Season 2. It's just, we don't get to see that often. Like, we don't see his strength demonstrated because it just so happens that every time he fights a new demon, it is the comparatively stronger demon to fit. So, Tanjiro's stupid strong at this point. Now, I don't know if that necessarily means he's able to beat Yuji, but I think people are underplaying him. It goes back to the whole thing I said in the last episode, or reaction, I should say. How Yuji throwing a car, comparatively to kind of some of the stuff we've seen, isn't all that impressive. It just seems impressive because we don't see people lifting many things. So him lifting a car and throwing it is pretty impressive. Even though it's not necessarily, you know what I mean? It's still fucking awesome. I want to see him throw more cars. But, yeah, I don't know why I digressed on there. This is where I'm going to end it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Rhett, Captain of the Custodians. This is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 12. Season 12. God damn, can you tell I'm really tired? Season 2, Episodes 12 and 13. Make sure to do all the stuff I told you to do at the beginning. Like, comment, subscribe, support us on Patreon, yada, yada, yada. Have a good one. Bye-bye.